There is a famous line from the Diamond Sutra that has become one of the most widely quoted Buddhism sayings on Chinese social media. The world is not really the world, but it is called a world. But why is this line so popular? And more importantly, what does it mean for our daily life? Let's take a closer look. The Buddha pointed out that the world we talk about is not a fixed, unchanging physical universe. Here we already see a major difference between Eastern and Western thought. In Western science and philosophy, people often try to break things down into smaller and smaller parts, searching for the ultimate building block of reality. The Buddha, however, suggests something else. He says the world we experience is actually different from each of us. Modern psychology agrees our perception of the world is shaped by our experience and our environment. In other words, the world we live in is a mental construction. But that's only the surface meaning. For Chinese Buddhism, especially Chan Buddhism, this statement carries a deeper message. To understand that, we need to introduce a key Buddhist concept: dependent origination. Everything in the world arises because of conditions. Take a glass of water in my hand. Where did it come from? From the water pipes, which are made of steel and concrete. That concrete comes from sand and land, and the sand itself is shaped over long years by mountains and oceans. Every condition is unique, and because they came together, this glass of water is here, right now in my hand. Once I drink it, the water is no longer bottled water. It breaks down into nutrients in my body. The conditions have dissolved, and so its identity changes. This dependent origination, the world is nothing but countless gatherings and dispersals of conditions. What we call the world is really a constantly shifting web of relationships. In the Diamond Sutra, the word world can be replaced with many different concepts. For example, we might say, a dream job is not really a dream job, but it is called a dream job. I've experienced it myself. I've changed jobs many times. Each time at first, I would think, this is my dream job. I can stay here forever. But soon, problems would arise. Disappointment piled up and I would quit. This cycle repeated again and again. This shows the first layer of meaning. What I thought was my dream job was not actually my dream job, but it is called a dream job. This is a reminder that the issue is not the job itself, but my attachment of the idea of a dream job. Where can we find such a dream job? That so-called dream is nothing more than an image in my mind. Once I realized this, I could accept that no job is perfect, and yet each job I do can still be a dream job in its own way. This then applies to the world. The world is not the fixed concept in my head, but precisely because of that, it is still the world. This way of thinking is completely different from the West philosophy. Buddhism does not obsess over the question, what is the world? Instead, it reminds us that what we call the world arises from both our mind and the conditions around us. This is not idealism. Buddhism does not claim the mind creates the world. It teaches that Both the mind and the world arises together through dependent origination. Neither has a fixed, independent essence. Today might be sunny, tomorrow it may rain, or even hail. Who knows? Maybe an asteroid will fall from the sky. The point is, the world is always changing. Impermanence is the truth. We cannot expect the external world to match perfectly with the concepts in our head. What we can do is to recognize this gap and learn to live with stability inside constant change. I'm Little Bamboo Yayue. If you'd like to hear more about Chinese philosophy, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.